So now we're looking at the power of a product property. In layman's terms, what that property means is that if you have all multiplication inside the parentheses, then you can distribute the exponent to each value in the parentheses. Now don't get this confused with a lot of times students will try to distribute across addition or subtraction. That's not what this means, because a plus b squared, that means a plus b times a plus b. That does not equal a squared plus b squared. This only works when what's inside the parentheses is nothing but a product, multiplication. So essentially what it means is that if we have a, b to the n, that equals a to the n times b to the n. So with our first problem, we have 2wx to the fifth power. It's all multiplication inside the parentheses, so we can distribute. So this is 2 to the fifth times w to the fifth times x to the fifth. 2 to the fifth, that's 32. And then we still have w to the fifth, x to the fifth. I'm going to save some time with part B. If we distribute this 0 to each of these, because on this last one we have a power to a power, so I will go ahead and write it out. But we're going to end up with, this is just going to be 1. Because when it's all multiplication on the inside and we're taking it to the power of 0, then it's just going to be 1. Because this is going to be some number if we have, values for p and q. And any number to the power of 0 is just 1. So this is negative 11 to the 0 times p to the 0 times q cubed to the 0, which equals 1 times 1 times q to the 3 times 0, which equals 1 times 1, which is just 1, so we're left with q to the 0, which equals 1. Now we can distribute this negative 4. It's all multiplication on the inside of the parentheses. So 2 to the negative 4 times b cubed to the negative 4, which this equals 1 over 2 to the 4th times b to the 3 times negative 4, because we're taking a power to a power. So we multiply the exponents. So this equals 1 over 16 times b to the negative 12th, which equals 1 over 16 b, move this to the denominator, change the sign, 1 over 16 b to the 12th. And last but not least, with part D, we have 8a to the negative 4th all being squared. It's multiplication on the inside of the parentheses, so we can distribute the exponent. So this is 8 squared times a to the negative 4th squared, which equals 64 times a to the negative 4 times 2, since we're taking a power to a power, which equals 64 a to the negative 8th. Move the a to the negative 8th to the denominator and change the sign, and that gives us 64 over a to the 8th.